I'm from Spanish Town. I was brought up in Harborview, so Harborview is more like my hometown.
Harborview is a community where you actually know everybody, if not by name, but by face or something. Radio is one of those persons. I mean, you have to know his name because he's just a nice guy.
Things that become Chinese, they have enough money. Them things that never exist. Because from a house in Harborview where it's 21 hours living in this house and it's 3-bedroom. You understand? So you have the boys' room and the girls' room and my uncle and my auntie over top there. So I've been living in New York for the past 27 years actually. 27 years. I came to New York in 1980. First thing they said to me is that when I hear that I'm from Jamaica, first when I hear the accent, I just can't understand that accent coming out of a person with my lips. Because a lot of people think I was a Hawaiian, and some people are even Puerto Rican. But when they hear me talk, they understand I'm a Jamaican, and they ask me some real dumb question. I mean, first thing is that they didn't know that people like me come from Jamaica. So me want to know what kind of people come from Jamaica. And the next thing they say, well, they thought it was only black people that would be Jamaica. I say, you have to really check out motor. Let's say it's out of many, not one. So you have Chinese, you have Japanese, you have Indian, you have Jew, you have Syrian, Arab, words. Not because I'm a Jamaican, I will say this. But trust me about this. In every walk of life in the world, we're not talking about Jamaica or America. That's our entire world. We have a little touch in it. Every which place. Listen to me. One of the places where I tour was a place called Yakuts. That's way past Russia, gone all the way about World War. Let me tell you something. When we reached up there, there was only one black man on there, which was a dreadlock, and we usually come from Jamaica. So, our influence, and as I said before, I'm not talking as a Jamaican now, I'm talking as a person who in the world and see what's going on in the world. We have influenced so many things and so many places, be it good, bad, or indifference, in the entire world. Jamaica, this little rock where we come from. So, in everything that I do is Jamaican.
I met Wayne in the year 2000. I was working for Chase at the time in the UN. And in the bank, we're encouraged to use the customer's name. So when he walked up to my window, he presented me with his deposit ticket. And I read the name. I said, Wayne Chin. I said, like the Wayne Chin from Jamaica that I used to hear on the radio. And he says, the same Wayne Chin, one and the same. And I was so shocked, because I honestly didn't believe Wayne Chin was a real person. I just thought he was, a fictitious person on the radio. And so it was a pleasure, to meet Wayne. And he was a very funny guy. And, became fast friends.
Wayne Chin is a guy that has a lot of history in Jamaica's broadcasting. He was an engineer for RGR. For those of you who don't know, I've heard the name Wayne Chin growing up as I was always a music person, listening to music as a child back in the 70s in Jamaica.
I started working at RGR in 1973. I was a disc jockey there, a sound engineer also. And I did that for about 7 years. It was beautiful, It was one of them experiences that you don't get over.
I've known Wayne Chin for going on now, I'd say about 10 years. My experience with him, I've gone back from my childhood years. I listened to him on radio at RGR in Jamaica. I used to walk around with my little corn husk microphone imitating him.
Wayne's contribution to radio in Jamaica is very, very invaluable. Being an engineer, working with all the greats in the 70s. And Wayne has also helped to break records, in the 70s through his affiliation with Channel 1. He helped to break a couple of hit records that came out on the label. Wayne was also a pioneer in terms of playing, reggae and dub on the radio.
I started out as a singer. and couldn't get anywhere because in Jamaica, Jamaican-Chinese, that we didn't get much likes into entertainment. So what happened now, Augustus Pablo was a good friend of mine, and he said to me, well, he was just starting out also, and he had Java on his belt, and I remember he was trying to produce me, Jacob Miller, and another friend, I can't remember his first name now, but in any event, for him to get his thing, to get everybody going, he had to get his thing going first. Look at him, his father's had a little shilling here and there. Anyway, he went to the studio and he made a good thing for himself. Then he started with me and Augustus Jacob Miller. Now what happened is that things weren't working too fast, and I decided that, I needed to do something else for the time being. And he suggested radio. Went to JBC, and they actually said that they don't think that I could actually, they don't know if I could be a good engineer. So anyway, I went to RGR, and they actually hired me, which was unbelievable because RGR is one of those elite stations and stuff, And as a young youth coming up in the business, I never believed I would have been there. But anyway, I got the job, and the rest is history.
I think he's an asset to us as Caribbean people, and I think he's an icon in broadcasting for us as a Caribbean people. I mean, everybody around the world should know. I mean, within a certain age group, maybe say like from 20 on up, should know when she say.
I remember one of the things that as a child listening to the radio in Jamaica, and Wayne used to come on the radio and he used to have these little sayings, and it would be like Confucius, but instead of Confucius say, it would be Wayne Chin say. And one of the things that he said was, Wayne Chin say, man who go to bed with itchy bottom, wake up with stinky finger.
Wayne Chin say, man who rides on dolly, always end up on hospital trolley.
It's the night flight, with the disco kid,
Wayne is a part of the night flight right here on 93.5 FM. As one of my mentors, my teacher back in the days when he used to work at RGR. After leaving Jamaica, I left Jamaica in 1979. I didn't see Wayne for a while. And then one day I was on White Plains Road and run into Wayne. That the reunion all over again. At that time, he was starting to put a band together called China Africa. And they started the band, and I ended up being the road manager for China Africa.
China Africa originally started in Jamaica as there was Ferguson, which was our bass player, Computer Paul, which was our guitarist, Isaac Chuck was our rhythm guitarist, and then and we had the drummer was from, he used to play with Sonny Bradshaw. We used to call him Butterface Jones. Jones is his name. He then left and went to Wayne Armour and Chalice. Then we had this drummer called Fatabo. As a matter of fact, he's the drum major for the army band in Jamaica right now. He's the one who do the conducting and everything like that. Well, if you know the things that him used to do to come play with China Africa. But China Africa, as I said, told you before, when the record came out, it changed to Creole, so we continued with that name for a while. We started back in 1975, China Africa, which in 76 it turned into Creole, and we did that for about 4 years till we came to the United States. I came off music for a while, because when I come to the United States, the green card thing they never work out right away. But it took me 2 years, even though I was working at the UN still, but I remember the UN, is that United States out there, But anyway, got through with a green card, and from there, we started out back to China Africa again. We had in America, the China Africa was myself, Eisen Chuck, the computer Paul had now left and went to this group called Maniaca. We had twins, the guitarists was just Raymond and Floyd, and the drummer was Anastas Hackett, which everybody called him Nasty. He was our first drummer here in the United States. After he left, then we got this gentleman named Lodi. And after Lodi, there was this young lady who, Annette Brissett, big time drummer too. The major successes that we had with China was with this drummer called Carl Wright. Big drummer in America right now. The best drummer I can think of. I don't say better ones. Then we changed. The bass player had left, which was Eisen. Eisen was the guitarist back home. He became the bass player here. He had left. We had Tony Moore, and after Tony Moore, there was one more bass player, Paul Tuller. His brother was in the group called Foreign Exchange. Yeah, that's it. And from there, and then we got a guitarist, which was the dream guitarist. His name was Sean Bizan, from Trinidad. But he was rated among the top guitar players, like in Living Color, that rock group, and he was rated among those people. Well, in 1992, he got killed. We just came from a tour, touring Europe, and we had 2 weeks to rest off to leave to go to Japan. In that time, I went to Jamaica. I was doing something with Stan Rabbit. He got killed. They robbed his house, took all of his equipment, everything, and I got despondent after that. I just kind of gave it up for a while. The CD is called Creation by China Africa. They had put out like 12 inches and 45s and stuff, but it's our actual first CD. Half of it was done over HCNF with Philip Smart and Michael McDonald. They helped to mix and everything, and the other half was done by Wacky Studio, who was in Jersey at the time. Wacky's did the mixing on that. So songwriting to me is like how I write it basically what I live. So I would find it hard to write. I mean, most of the song and like the experiences that I had and stuff, and I try to portray that. One of the ones that really hold true to me was China African Man, because it depicts my life, and I really think about the Black and the Chinese experience in Jamaica. And, that was co-written with me by a keyboard player called Ian Poria. But the very first song on it, and the name of the album, which is called Creation, was back in the days in Jamaica during the Rastaman period. Because, when you're growing up, you go through all of the periods to see where you fit in, etc. And that song I wrote, it was named Jack Creation. And from that, I changed it to make it more international, which is Creation, because, a lot of people wouldn't understand at the time. So I changed to Creation. The most successful one was Moving Away. That's the first one I was mentioned, which was a Ken Booth classic. The second one was Tourism. That was another one I did back home in Jamaica. Up here, though, we had fairly good success, but it will hear him scare. It's not like where the CD was officially out. I mean, when we got when the CD came out, that sold out, but we just didn't replenish. As a matter of fact, we had it on one of those MP3 stuff, and it got 121,000 hits. That song, that Creation album, got 120 plus hits in 1 month. As I said, we got despondent after the death of the guitarist, and we did a couple gigs after that, and it worked out perfect and everything, but it just didn't feel the same, and I didn't have the urge artist, Benjamin, um, very good singer, almost have a quality of a Dennis Brown and stuff. And I wanted to produce him. But his thing that he didn't want to do anything but gospel songs. He's a Christian, born again Christian. But I found myself, writing gospel song for this gospel singer, which is unbelievable in itself because I'm a Catholic, and Catholic really don't know much more than you go to church or the mass and whatever the case may be. Not against Catholic people, but that's it. You go to the church and stuff. But I think what happened now after writing these songs, I realized that I was going back to the Sunday school days and remembering some of these things, and then I called to one of the people I'm going to produce, which is Bishop Ricketts from Mount Calvary. He says he's got to do it. It's not me, it's God, but hey, I mean, I know a couple times when I was writing some of them songs for Benji that I really couldn't find the words because, as I said before, that was not my forte. My forte is more of a rock and sex and work bunch. But I find myself writing these songs for this individual, and they start to come very easily. And then, obviously, it was after some prayers. Yeah, that's true. But it worked out, and it is working for him. And his album is supposed to be finished by November, to be released in November.
He is my engineer in our studio right here in Mount Calvary, and he's always working on something. He's always putting something together, and he always brings it to my attention. He said, "Rev, we need so," and I get it for him. You just have to tell me what it is. So we have a wonderful working relationship apart from just being two people who know one another.
We've done various projects together. I remember at one point he was promoting a show, and some of the artists were canceling out on him, and he needed some people to fill in to do some singing. And we got together and did just about one rehearsal, and after that we went to Nagasaki. We performed, and it was required of us to do more performances afterwards. And he helped me to develop my voice, and helped me not only to develop my voice, but develop my confidence in my voice and who I am. And I owe so much to him as a person.
I've done a lot of recording with other people, and you're the first engineer that's a teacher. You need to check your ear. I'm not hearing what I need to hear from you. And basically, my entire career right now, I basically work to win, for everything that he's done for me. I'm getting ready to finish my CD right now, and Win is a writer, is a producer. He deals with standard of music. You have to pronounce your words properly for him. You have to be able to, be on keys with everything about him. So he said that's not what I hear from you. And he have an ear for that too. He basically can listen to any talent and basically challenge him, which I'm seeing done with a lot of different artists.
I just found out recently that Wayne wrote a song for Freddie McGregor called I Don't Know. It's a very, very great, positive song. I didn't know that Wayne wrote the song.
I've seen Wayne sit and write an album like an artist by the name of Bailey, when actually write every single song on the album, arrange every single one of the music, vocal and music and everything. We'd sit, like I remember one time I was in the, with a song to finish, and for Benji, we need one more song for the album. I would sit down there, and within about roughly about 3 hours, we went, Beaching, we have the song, the song ready, we have it, boom! And when I check it out, the song was done. I think Sweet Jesus is the name of that song. It'll be coming out soon with daring a gospel artist.
As long as I can remember Wayne, I can remember that he's in music. As a matter of fact, he was one of the first person I see to take computer to play music. Way back in the days when no one knew that computer could have done that. Wayne had orchestrated the computer to play his whole band without even using the band. I remember we did for Gilbert, we had to do a Rush concert and the band members wasn't here. So we took some guys and we staged them on stage and used the computer to play the whole show.
Wayne loved music. He has a passion for music like myself. Maybe that's what draws us together the way we do. The difference is that he liked hardcore music, like hardcore gospel according to him. Now, I am on the other side. I love more of the up-tempo, the rhythm, and so forth, that have a different blend or a different kick to it.
One cup of love and devotion to tell the spoon of lots of emotion.
So this is what I do after I leave work. United Nations, I come here, they have some release. Of course, you can't use a curse word and everything inside. I call Pastor Ricky, so we go on away to do that. And, but we don't really need that no more. We outdo that now, you know what I mean? And it's like someone asked me, how come you stop smoke? I'm used to smoke big time. And I how come you stop smoke? Well, I said smoking is for children. Well, know better, so we can do better, you know what I mean? And it's also children who do know better now doing it. I'm trying to be an adult and, work. So I'm a child and stuff now, so we don't do that. And we don't drink either. And as I asked, I'm a vegetarian and I'm called a vegan. I don't eat no farm animal, fish, or anything from the animal. They think we're bigger than animal. No need to use it. And I think we can understand how death sustain life. You need life of a sustain life and death.
A couple years ago, I found out he was diabetic. And that was really a trauma in his life, like most people who heard of an illness that, can, if not treated, can take your life. Took a toll on him, and but he overcome it over the years. He's what you'd call a living diabetic, and living with it, and lost some weight and get fit and trim, and with medication, he's doing very well.
One of the first time I ever saw him at a low point was when his son David, he got jumped, his older son. And I think that was the first time I saw him, go through so many different emotions. At that time, I was very, very sad for him. When David was in the hospital, and I saw him for the first time, I saw him actually stand up and cry, he was very, very, very angry. And, many people would want to just go up there and just get violent, and he just said, you don't think that's the way you should handle it, because if you go and do something like that, then he would be doing the same thing that they did to his son.
He's 27 years old, she's 22 years old, and he's 17 years old. That's for children. That's my biggest achievement. My children are like my son now, David now, he's a much better singer than I am. Hands down, trust me. Better producer, but he don't want to produce reggae. I know reggae is my thing. But he's R&B and he's doing well. His CD is supposed to come out shortly, so that's another person you have interest in. His name is David Chin, by the way. Don't forget the name, David Chin.
I have to tell you that I found him to be more genuine than a lot of people who call themselves Christians. And this I will repeat in case you didn't hear the first time. I find that he is more genuine as a person, as a friend, trustworthy than many Christians that I have known over the years. I have never gone into a situation with Wayne that we never be able to talk about. And as a matter of fact, we never get an opportunity to come to any kind of disagreement because we seem to click like pistons.
And if you're talking about role model for kids, that guy, be honest with you, I would say he's a good role model for kids.
He's a person who, once you get to know him, there is not anything that he will not do for you. And there is not any heights that he wouldn't help you to reach. I remember at one point I didn't have a job. I was looking for a job, and he brought me down to the UN where he worked, got me an interview, and we're just about ready to take the job. Just happened to be in the transition of moving out of state at the time. But, he's always looking out for the well-being of his friends. And that's the kind of person I believe Wayne should be. I believe he's a person of character. I believe he's a person that you can depend on. He's trustworthy.
He's very ambitious. He's always pushing forward. He doesn't just stop at being a radio person or a musician or a producer. Wayne is always moving forward. He's always moving forward.
I'm gonna use a bust my ass when we do to me wrong, and me never come out in a bad way. But with all of that, still, I think I'm a rounded person in a sense where I'm not overly educated and I'm not overly cocky. I might be confident, but I'm confident because of the tribulation that I've gone through and I've gotten over. I think I'm a kind person. I've been told that all the way, so it must be true. I try to be fair. I'm vindictive at times, but only when somebody tries to hurt my family, not me. Because, what is sense you can try to hurt somebody when you can just walk away? I found it to be easier to just walk away, as most Jamaicans do. Even though I'm a citizen here in the United States now, but I would never give up Jamaica. Never give up Jamaica.
And then I check up our dance, if you gave me a dance, said sorry and walked away. Hey, yippee, yippee,